Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. Yesterday, we got to go into a treatment facility that, as we normally do every Saturday, and just share and talk with people. And it's always a lot of fun. And we talk about folks, their recovery journeys, and try to answer questions. We ask questions, and yesterday I was talking about how I ask a ton of questions. I was sharing with some folks. I ask a ton of questions. I always have. Since I was really young, I was just such an inquisitive kid, man. I'm not a kid anymore by any means, but I was just such an inquisitive person. And I just wanted to ask questions. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to learn. I wanted to understand things. I wanted to figure out how to survive in this world mentally, But I think it begs the question. A further conversation, I should say, especially in the context of alcoholism and drug addiction. Anybody with substance use disorders, I think we need to learn to ask ourselves questions, but there's another question you need to ask. Is it possible that I've been wrong? Is it possible that you've been wrong? Now, I've been married 3 times, so of course it's possible I've been wrong. Right? I've made bad decisions and, lost money, at the racetrack or whatever. I've been wrong. But I want to take it a step further. Is it possible that my deeply held convictions, my deeply held beliefs have just been maybe wrong? If not wrong, maybe misguided? Maybe not entirely wrong, just partially wrong. Is it possible that what I believe today it has been fed to me by somebody else in my past, maybe like my parents? Is it possible that what I believe today is based upon my own personal experiences that I just misinterpreted? Great example would be religion. Whenever I was a kid, my mom and dad told me that God loved me, God wanted the best for me. So here are my parents, and for telling me from a really young age. I'm living my whole life, growing up, my whole life, believing what mom and dad were telling me. But then I got a pastor in the pulpit telling me something contrary to what they're telling me. They're telling me God loves me. The pastor's telling me God hates me if I don't put $5 in the offering bucket, or if I don't watch certain things on TV. The guy in the pulpit's telling me that if I go watch E.T. in the movie theaters whenever I was 8 years old, I'm going to burn in hell. So right there, I'm now, at a very young age, I'm now starting to question things in my brain going, which is it? Either God loves me or he doesn't. So as I grow up, because these are ideas and beliefs that people have put into my brain, parents included, put into my head, I spend my whole childhood growing up going, well, shit, I don't know if God loves me or not. And then as I start seeing bad things happen, I start going, well, God must hate me. And by the time I'm a full-grown adult, I start thinking, man, God must really fucking hate me. And I can't even make God happy. So I must really be fucked up. Go back to the question. Is it possible that my deeply held beliefs, and I'm not just talking spiritual beliefs, I'm talking anything. I mean, you can apply this to any aspect of your life. Is it possible that my deeply held beliefs were just misinformed or wrong? And if there's one thing I've learned in the rooms of recovery, and especially in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, I am not the smartest person in the room. There have been millions and millions of other folks come through, work a program of action known as Alcoholics Anonymous, successfully, stay sober. Those folks are a lot smarter than me because they've obviously already got things figured out a lot sooner than I did, right? So I obviously don't know everything. And in order to learn how to get clean and sober, I had to become willing. And that's the question I want to pose to you today. Are you willing to question, to apply the rigorous scientific principles with your own deeply held convictions and personal beliefs? Are you willing to question them yourselves rather than let somebody else question them? See, what happens whenever we let other people question our beliefs, well, we immediately become defensive. We don't want them to do that. We want to put up these walls. Matter of fact, we will dismiss them entirely without ever even giving their rationale and their logic any type of consideration. We just dismiss them entirely because it threatens to upset our own belief system, our own belief hierarchy, if you will. I would rather ask myself those questions about my belief system, about the idea that maybe there is a God out there who truly does love me, rather than have some guy in a pulpit sit there and demand that I listen to him and tell me that I must believe the way he does. No, I'm glad I started asking those questions. Even whenever I came into the program of action, take it out of the religious context for a second. Even whenever I came into the rooms of AA, I started working my steps. I was doing really good. I was about 6-7 months into my sobriety, and I said, you know what? I need to ask further questions. I wasn't asking questions to destroy or to discredit the things I'd come to believe in AA. Hell, I was asking questions because I wanted to reinforce it. Again, truth fears no scrutiny. And people were like, well, you're trying to challenge AA. You're just trying to go back out. No, I'm not trying to go back out at all. If anything, I'm trying to prove even more conclusively, as if my life experiences with AA was not enough, I'm trying to prove more conclusively that AA will work, that there is a program out there that can get you sober. But I had to go and study and ask questions and understand and read and research. And it was hell, but I'm glad I did, because again, at the end of the day, all the things I'd grown to believe about the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, the program of action of Alcoholics Anonymous, not the rooms, but the program of action of Alcoholics Anonymous, all those things I grew to believe about that program were true. And I'm glad I applied a little scrutiny. I'm glad I asked some questions that I asked regarding the program. I want to ask you today. I want you. Maybe you need to start asking questions. You know, I know folks that say I can't get into recovery because of the whole idea of God. Well, that's great. I couldn't either, because God hated me. But then I started becoming willing to ask myself, what if there is something else out there? Whether I'm right or wrong, I would rather ask myself that question and keep the answer hidden, if nothing else. Keep the answer private, not tell anybody. But I at least started asking myself that question. I had to become willing. Are you willing to accept that maybe somewhere along the line you've been told something wrong, you've been told something incorrectly, you grew up believing something that wasn't entirely true? Are you willing to even ask? Just being willing to challenge a deeply held conviction that may be preventing you from accomplishing something that you've been wanting to accomplish, like sobriety. Just being willing to challenge that can make all the difference in your world. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to hear discussed, feel free to drop it into an email to me, Drew, DREW, at recoveryclassroom.org. We'll take a look at it, see what we can do. Like and share these videos with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere else under the blue sky. Invite your friends to the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page. You can message us through the Recovery Classroom Facebook Messenger. There's a whole shit ton of us on the back end back there that be more than willing to sit and listen to you talk. So with that being said, we'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.